You know a trucker? Because they might not have a job much longer. Driverless trucks just started operating in Texas with no one behind the wheel. Aurora, a self-driving tech company, just launched full commercial service. They're moving real freight between Dallas and Houston for Uber Freight and Hirschbach Motor Lines. No safety driver, no backup, just AI in control of 80,000 pounds of cargo. And here's why this matters. Trucking is the most common job in over half the states in America. Roughly 3.5 million people make their living driving trucks. But Aurora trucks, they don't call in sick, they don't need brakes, and they don't form unions. And here's the part that's going to push companies to adopt this even faster. These trucks can run 24/7. No hours of service rules, no required rest stops. They don't get tired. That means you don't need as many trucks, and you definitely don't need as many drivers. For companies that are chasing profit, that's a dream. And for workers, it's a disaster. And this isn't decades away. This is not a theory. This is happening right now. It's scaling fast with no national conversation, no job protections, and no real plans for what comes next. Because when machines can work around the clock without complaint, the pressure's not just on truckers, it's coming for every job that can be automated.
Driverless semi-trucks have started running regular long-haul routes in Texas. The semis from the autonomous trucking company Aurora have computers and sensors that can see for more than 4 football fields. The company is starting out with a single self-driving truck and plans to add more by the end of the year.
An entire market and just get rid of all the drivers.
We really have a big footprint. Everyone relies on trucking. You may not know it when you're buying groceries, but they got there because of our industry.
Trucking is a $1 trillion a year industry in America. As COVID brought to the forefront, drivers are essential.
We're moving 73% of the economy. We're 8.5 million strong in trucking, which means we're 1 in 18 jobs in the United States is trucking related, and the top job in 29 states is trucking related.
Chris Spear is president and CEO of the American Trucking Associations, representing drivers in all 50 states at the federal level. He says their industry is staring down a big problem.
The shortage of talent. We have been for some years now running a deficit of drivers and attracting new talent into the industry.
Spears says there's a shortage of about 70,000 drivers right now. In the next decade, that's expected to climb to 1 million.
You are 10 times more likely to die on the job if you drive a truck than you or I or the average American.
Aurora Innovation CEO Chris Urmsom says safety is a big reason there aren't enough workers. Also, time away from home and health outcomes from a sedentary job. That's where autonomous tech could help, taking over some of those long-haul routes, which Spears says are the hardest jobs to fill.
That's partly the toughest segment of our industry to serve because you're away for so long, upwards of 3 weeks on the road. It also pays the highest, but it has, ramifications, time away from home and your family.
Since 2021, Aurora has been running autonomous routes in Texas, logging over 1 million miles so far. The trucks stop at terminals that Aurora built on each end to load and deliver goods for customers. The trucks right now drive autonomously, but with a safety driver on board, ready to take over at any minute. Aurora expects by the end of this year, they will be ready to remove those human drivers.
Semi-trucks driving by themselves by a company named Aurora. Obviously, this has happened before. Some companies, obviously, they get funded. People invest in it. Hopefully that it becomes something and they all run out of money and they just give up and close down. Aurora put a few trucks out there. Now, you got to understand, they put a few trucks out there, they did, but they put them on certain highways and they put them at certain times. You got to understand, a truck fully loaded, capacity of 80,000 pounds. It's a freight train. As long as there's human beings with cars on the highways in these streets, you're always going to need a truck driver behind that wheel. But here's the thing, right? I've been driving 16 years. I've tried all these semi-trucks. As time goes on, as the technology gets better and better, it's really not. These sensors do crazy things, right? Especially in weather conditions. The simple thing of the sensor in the front where you get too close to a car, it automatically brakes. You know how many times these things just start breaking out of nowhere and there's no one in front of you? Technology is technology. It's understandable. It's good and bad. But at the end of the day, when it comes to semi-trucks, you're always going to need a truck driver in this seat. That's just the way it is. Semi-truck.